Good evening, and welcome to another World of Warships video with Captain Darkwing Glacier. In this battle, I am taking out my Tier 10 American cruiser, the Des Moines. And in this battle particularly, I wanted to show you what some really good teamwork is. Because there is another Des Moines on my team, Professor Yi, I believe his name is, and we also have a Harekaze, who is on our team. Let's see if I can figure out which one he is. Well, in any event, both of these players we are not in a division, and we barely communicate at all throughout this game, yet we are able to manage some great teamwork. So first, me and the other Des Moines are heading towards the edge of the islands. We're playing on the Two Brothers map, and both of us kind of seem to be competing for the prime position just north of the western large island. And we have aircraft carriers as well, so it is more difficult for us to just kind of sail out in the open because we are going to be detected early and often, and that can spell disaster for a ship like the Des Moines that has a very vulnerable broadside. So Professor Yi is just passing on my starboard side. I decided to cut my engine a little bit to let him go first. He spots the enemy Fletcher and immediately opens fire. I contribute as well. We see if we can try to scare him out of the cap. It looks like we've definitely succeeded in that, at least. Actually, it wasn't Professor Yi who spotted him. It was rather our carrier. I'm able to take out his engine and some torpedoes. And it doesn't look like we're going to kill him, but we're going to get him out of there. So Professor Yi appears to be moving up and going to be taking position right next to the big island. I'm going to hang a little bit farther back and provide some support from slightly bigger distance. On my starboard quarter right now, the Harekaze is actually moving forward. And he starts doing something very useful. He lays down some smoke. Right now I'm targeting the Yamagi, and I spot that the smoke isn't quite covering me, but it's clear that the Harekaze has to be doing this for my benefit, so I decide to use it as best I can, and I accelerate so I can get within the smoke. So I then go undetected, and I can just fire with impunity at this Amagi. There are incoming shells that are trying to get in the smoke. Fortunately, nothing hits me. And I definitely made sure to compliment the Harekaze for the support that he's giving me for this battle. There are torpedoes coming in. The Harekaze actually spots them, which is excellent. It looks like he may actually take one of those torpedoes for the team. Yeah, he does. But he also ends up spotting them for me, so I'm able to successfully evade them. Actually, maybe they might not have had enough range. But in any case, this guy is definitely doing his best to contribute to the team here. So the other Des Moines is backing up out of range because it looks like he's being focused a little bit, but I can continue to fire. I keep changing my speed forward and reverse to hopefully screw up any attempts to smoke fire at me. And looks like the smoke is just about to run out. So I go full reverse so I can back out of the way. So right now the major threat appears to be an enemy Yamato who is pushing ahead, apparently in an attempt to bully his way into the cap and try to support the Fletcher that is desperately trying to get that cap. But everyone on the team is focusing on the Yamato, setting as many fires as possible. He fires his rear turret. And here I am, most clearly detected. Those shells are coming in. And it looks like they were probably firing at the other Des Moines. But in any event, both of us are detected, and we are harassing this guy a lot. He's now on fire basically from stem to stern. And if you look on the mini-map, you can see the Harekaze is now moving in again. So it looks like his smoke may have regenerated, or the cooldown is now over, so he can use smoke again. I spot the Fletcher, so I immediately switch fire to shoot at him instead, because the Yamato's just going to keep on burning, and that Fletcher is a bigger threat to the cap. If we can take him out, it's going to definitely reduce their spotting. So the Harekaze has set up smoke, I believe, for the other Des Moines, and I take a big hit from the Yamato because I'm still exposed. Yeah, so the Harekaze, you can see now, is laying smoke for the other Des Moines. I am moving at full reverse, trying to get out of line of sight of this guy. Here comes another barrage, which is going to be painful. Yeah, I take another third of my health taken out. I immediately kick off my heal. Now the Yamato realizes that his position is pretty much untenable. He doesn't have any support from his teammates. So he is accelerating and turning and trying to get the heck out of here. But it's going to be too little too late because there are too many ships focusing on him right now. He's still on fire. He can't put it out. And his health continues to deteriorate rapidly. So I'm already almost at 100,000 hit points, or damage delivered. And my other Des Moines comrade is starting to accelerate. I start to do the same because now that we've taken out the Yamato, all their enemy ships except for the Zhao are running away. So it's time for us to accelerate and get into the fight. On the other side of the map, we only have two ships, our Dmitry Donskoy and our Montana, and they're facing off against the other half of the enemy fleet, and they seem to be doing a good job holding them off because the enemy has not been able to take the cap. Our ships are scattered on this side of the map, but now we're going to start converging, passing through A, and then moving on to C. The Tirpitz is actually coming back, which seems to be kind of questionable since he's very low on health, but he looks like he kicked off his repair party. So the Tirpitz is shooting at the other Des Moines, and as soon as he gets into range, it's pretty much lights out for this guy because everyone's going to start focusing on him. There's no way he's going to be able to evade all of this, and the Tirpitz goes down. I start passing the other Des Moines. Hopefully I'll take some pressure off of him as I move forward now. Actually, we're both moving forward. I kick off another heal. This Ibuki continues to flee. And as it stands, we're up by one ship. We have taken out 3 of theirs, and they have taken out 2 of ours. So, despite everything that's happened, it's not completely lopsided yet. We did just take out their Fletcher. So we definitely have them on the run on this flank, and it's kind of surprising that they don't have us on the run on the eastern flank. We do have our 2 ships are turning away now, and only now are they even starting to take that cap, and yet we take out another one of their ships. So the enemy Zhao, I'm not really sure what he's thinking. He starts turning in towards us as we advance on him, and that's going to be big trouble for him. So both me and the other Des Moines are firing AP at him right now, dealing lots of damage. Zhao realizes he's not going to get very far, so he starts turning away, trying to get behind the cover of the island there. And I end up getting kill number 1 with a nice shot on his broadside. So now, other than the Ibuki that's continuing to flee to the south, there is nothing stopping us from taking C, except perhaps an attack from the Graf Zeppelin. But we are to Des Moines, so it's not going to be too easy for them to drop on us. In chat, they are telling our aircraft carrier to start moving to the west because we don't have anyone left to cover him. Looks like the other team has now taken out both the Donskoy and the Montana on that flank, so our eastern flank is completely collapsed and their western flank has completely collapsed. So, kind of as so often happens on a map like this, both teams seem to just be circling around the islands going after the other one, and it ends up being a race to see who can take the B and C caps. But still, we definitely have a distinct advantage of 2 ships against them. And more than that, our ships are more clustered than theirs are.
Alle Stationen, Feuer auf das Ziel konzentrieren.
So we start looking up between the 2 islands, thinking perhaps I can get a shot through the channel in the middle, but it doesn't look like it's lining up too well. And then we spot the incoming torpedo bombers and bomber aircraft from the Graf Zeppelin. Unfortunately, I had hydro on for this game, so I am not able to turn on defensive fire, but it doesn't matter because our combined fire, probably most of them were the other Des Moines, were able to take out those planes without any trouble whatsoever. So the enemy carrier is probably pretty worried at this point, and he is running for shelter behind that island. In the meantime, the Ibuki, who is 2 hours south, is now trying to catch up and see if he can get back into the fight. He's probably hoping that we don't notice him, because we are focused on this Alabama in front of us and the aircraft carrier as well. So the Alabama goes behind the island, and there I check on the Ibuki, see what he's up to. I'm still being targeted by 1 ship, and it's almost certainly the Ibuki who's looking at me. I look up the channel and see if I can help there. Nothing doing. So now the Alabama gets detected again, so I can start lobbing shells over the island. And I take a big hit from the Ibuki. I kick off my heel, but we got to take out this Alabama first because he's the bigger threat, and if he can get some broadsides on us, that's going to hurt us a lot more than the Ibuki can. More torpedo bombers come from the Graf Zeppelin. Fortunately, we're taking out this Alabama pretty good. We've got multiple fires on him, and I'm fortunately able to get the kill. But we're also now taking fire from the Ibuki. And up north, things are getting a little bit tight because they have their 3 ships up there against our Bismarck and an Alabama. We do have a Z-46 that is moving up through the channel to the north, which hopefully will be able to flank them. And I start taking some shots at the Ibuki. Take another decent hit from him. He exposes his broadside, and I'm able to citadel him. He takes a big hit from my teammate. I get the Confederate Award, and fortunately I'm able to get to kill with a double citadel at the end. And now it's just the carrier down here. My teammate, the other Des Moines, ended up beaching himself in an effort to evade his fire, which is probably the wise move given how low his health is. And so I gun my engine and start going towards the Graf Zeppelin. To the north, our Bismarck ended up ramming one of their battleships. So now they just have their Grosse Kurfürst, and there's a destroyer who, I'm not sure if he's actually going after our carrier or if he's going in support of the Kurfürst. He's currently behind the Kurfürst, so he's probably going for the carrier, if I had to guess. But at this point, it's going to be too little too late because we are at 940 points and they only have 567 with 5 minutes left, and we have 2 out of the 4 caps, and we are capping a third. In any event, me and this other Des Moines, even though we basically did not chat for the entire game, we stuck together. We were able to provide mutual support, both in terms of just regular firepower and also in anti-air, and that kept us both alive. We were able to focus on various targets and cause lots of fires that were able to overwhelm the damage repair of our opponents, and it was valuable. If you can find a ship that is willing to do that, then it works out really well for you. Special mention has to go to the Harekaze that provided smoke for us. He was really great for doing that, and that came up with a victory with the 2 of us at the top of the rankings. So thank you very much for watching.